In October 1960, 70 of the absolute brightest minds in the Soviet Union simply vanished. The government told their families they died in a tragic plane crash. A terrible accident, but there was no plane crash. The truth was far darker, and so horrifying that the KGB kept it a total secret for 30 years. Those scientists didn't fall from the sky. They were melted alive on the ground by their own creation. This is the story of the Nedelin catastrophe, the deadliest space disaster in human history. To understand how this nightmare happened, we have to look at the terrifying pressure of the Cold War. The Soviet leader, Nikita Khrushchev, was desperate. He wanted a new, massive, intercontinental ballistic missile to threaten the United States. He wanted it done before a major political holiday. The project was handed to Marshal Nedelin, who did not accept failure or delays. The weapon they built was the R-16, a 100-foot-tall monster filled with highly toxic, extremely volatile liquid fuel. It was nicknamed the Devil's Venom. The fuel was so corrosive it would dissolve human flesh on contact. On October 24, 1960, the rocket was standing on the Launchpad at the Baikonur Cosmodrome, but it was leaking. The engineers were terrified. Protocol demanded they drain the fuel and delay the launch, but Marshal Nedelin refused. He ordered the men to fix the live, fully fueled nuclear rocket while it was leaking. To prove there was no danger, Nedelin did something insane. He ordered a chair to be placed on the tarmac, just a few feet away from the base of the massive bomb. He sat down, surrounded by 250 engineers and military officials working desperately around him. They were bypassing safety switches. They were rewiring the rocket's brain while it was awake. And then, the fatal mistake: a technician accidentally sent a signal to the rocket's second stage. The upper part of the rocket, the second stage engines ignited. But the rocket wasn't flying. It was sitting on the ground. The exhaust from the upper engine blasted directly into the fully fueled first stage below it. The entire rocket detonated in a massive fireball. The temperature instantly hit 3,000 degrees Celsius. Marshal Nedelin, sitting in his chair, was incinerated instantly. The only thing left of the commander was his melted star medal on the tarmac. The technicians running away got caught in the toxic fuel and the fire. In seconds, over 70 people were gone. It was a catastrophe of unimaginable scale. But the Soviet propaganda machine was faster than the fire. The KGB immediately locked down the base. Survivors were threatened with treason if they ever spoke a word. For 30 years, the families of the dead were not allowed to know how their fathers and sons actually died. It wasn't until the Soviet Union collapsed in 1989 that the terrifying truth was finally brought into the light. When political ambition and arrogance ignore the laws of physics, the machines always win. This is the curious past. Subscribe before history repeats itself.